just eating my flips.
Lips? What the fuck? Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? Oh, shit. I gotta put my... Okay.
Your first words on stream are flips. What the fuck?
Okay, let's see. Add my view.
Thank you for the host. We got you front row seats.
Shit, that alert's enormous. I gotta shrink that.
And they're like pretzels and caramel with like chocolate on them.
Let me... Off. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That'll work. Where's index?
Put on your dancing shoes.
The heck?
Did I disappear?
Thank you for the host.
Did
We
you
got
lose
you
me?
front row seats.
Damn it. You have a Fugi set up? You know what that is?
No, I don't, but let me do it. Oh my goodness. Your one thing is so big.
I know, I gotta shrink him down. I just switched to OBS, so everything's all funky. Gotta shrink shit down. Tech. Fugi Tech. Where you set up your PNG, people can use it as source. I'm dancing, what's next? Uh-oh.
Put on your dancing shoes. If you got one thing on your mind. Looking for you.
Third box is too big, so we will down. Down. Yeah, I guess like this. Sound alerts.
I don't know where that picture is.
The bloody index?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, let me get it.
I think it's on my phone.
I have it saved.
Aw, how sweet of you.
I liked it. I think I have it saved somewhere. Did I just...
She.
Fuck, maybe I didn't save it. Fuck.
Damn, I think it's somewhere.
Did you... I think you posted it in DM somewhere, and I just took the link from there.
Oh, yeah. Wait. It's probably on my phone. Give me 1 second.
Let me go back.
Your corner. You sing your future right. Looking for you.
Yeah, I don't fucking have it.
I
Can't believe I don't have it. Fuck.
Oh my gosh, it was done forever ago. Where is it? I know I'm getting close.
You're getting close?
I'm getting close to where it's at. On my phone, like, I just have a lot of images. I have to pay for fucking cloud space because
You have so many images? Holy shit.
I have so many images. I need to get rid of half of them. Most of them are just other VTubers, fucking shit.
Alright, Dodo, let's spin the wheel for Dodo. How about that? Jimmy's.
Oh, Schnapples.
Fuck, did I not? Damn. Second. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I feel like there isn't a... Like an invisible one, but with like a invisible background. Oh, too far.
Oh no, no.
No.
Spin the wheel. Okay. That's oh. Folks.
Frick.
Yeah, here we go. Let's spin the wheel for you, Dodo. Dodo.
Did I send it to myself?
I think you sent it to me.
No, I bet I sent it to myself. From my iPad.
All right. Oh yeah, it might be on your iPad. Yeah. Your iPad account.
Yeah.
All right, Dodo. Sexy or regular penguin laugh? Your choice, buddy. Your choice. I gotta hydrate.
Fucking shit, it's not. Did I send it to you?
I think you did. I was saying that. Yeah.
On my iPad account?
I think so. Ah. Okay.
Regular.
There you go, Dodo. Hope you enjoy that.
It
Spin the
might be
wheel
a
for
little
kitten.
loud on my end, by the way. My cat is freezing cold, so he's come over to me, and he is asking for the heater to be turned on.
Uh-oh. Alright, kitten, you get a Steam code! Yay! Alright, kitten. Congratulations! Steam code. There you go. Go and pick which one you want there, buddy. So yeah, I switched to OBS today. I made the effort to put everything together. So forgive me if there's scuff. But it does seem like it's using less of my fucking CPU, so that's good. That's good. I see my model working better. I think.
That's really good.
Yeah, less CPU usage is more better. More good. Less is more.
More gooder.
More gooder. Yeah. That's what we call it. Yeah,
So
hopefully. Let me know if audio levels or anything are bad on the stream. I tried to configure them to be similar to how I had them on Streamlabs. But yeah, hopefully this will be better for the stream. I hope. Crossing my damn fingers. Hopefully.
Penguin?
Ah.
Oh, I'm looking through what I've sent you through my index one, my iPad.
Your bloody index.
I'm looking to see if I send it through this.
Yeah, we're trying to get index or PNG, folks. Bear with it. I thought I had the
Where
damn
is
thing
it?
saved.
I thought I had it saved too. Art show. My art.
But you just sent them to me.
I did, but they have a background. I can't get the background to go away.
Oh, okay. So far, so good. I'll let you know when you start the game. Okay, thank you, kitten. Yeah, how's everybody doing today? Tell me about your day, everybody. Tell Penguin all about your day. Let me listen to you. Let me lend you my ear before we start Higurashi. From what Ren has told us, we still have a shitload to go. 10 to 15 hours. Good God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Is there a way to like look at like all of just the photos we send to each other?
I don't know. In Discord, I have no idea.
I know you can do it in like.
You already scrolled through the iPad thing, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
There's a shitload of art you've sent me. Like, so it's gonna take a while.
I've sent you so much stuff, and we talk daily, so it's been like months too.
Yeah, it has been. Started doing like the beginning of Higurashi pretty much.
Yeah,
well, since we
it's
started.
been, like, months.
Holy
It's
fuck.
months. It's
okay,
been
wait.
months
If you click on.
You know what? I'm just gonna say fuck it, and I'm gonna find my knife. Where's my knife? I'm just gonna use the knife. I'm just gonna use the knife. I'll figure out where the other one is, but I'll just
Okay.
bounce effect. My own group view.
Here you can't make that shit transparent.
Okay, and then yeah, but it's gonna take me a little bit. So, visual browser. So, which one do you need?
The one with the blood. Or wait, they're both the same, aren't they?
No, I mean like which Fuji one do you need? Do you need the browser source, the individual browser source?
The browser source. Individual one. I like using the knife too, so it's getting yeah, knife is great. Knife is stabby.
Jump to the present. There we go. See if that works.
Copy link.
Oh. There's a warm heater blowing warm hot air on my toes, and it feels wonderful.
That sounds amazing. Talk index.
Hello?
There you go. That works. Your knifey, but I like it. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Figured that would be the best one.
For this instance, yeah.
For right now.
Everybody likes a knife. Everybody likes a knife. Everybody.
We don't like stabbing.
Stabby, stabby, stabby. Oh, let me see. You just get Higurashi. Make sure I have this set up for. God damn it. Okay. Avatar. Why is
what?
if I move one of my sources in one scene and it's
Oh, that's weird.
and bloody dead. A wee bit. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do that there, and then say something
And
index.
then
Okay, good. Start up Higurashi.
and then
My God.
we all know that is like the best. The actual like just the best.
The best Ashton Kutcher movie.
I mean, yeah. Save.
Okay, is it captured? No, it's okay. Well, it might help if I have shit captured. I haven't visited. Game volume sounds good. Okay. Now I need to specific window. That's probably why.
Wait, what? You can get 5 animated emotes?
The fuck? Are you serious?
It says standard tier 1 emotes are 9 out of 9, and animated emotes are 1 out of 5.
Huh.
Does that mean I have to animate more emotes for myself? No, I'm not good at that.
Huh. Okay, so the game capture is capturing. Why is it not showing? Is it because it's Oh, wait. Fuck, I gotta edit the size. Never mind. Screen capture. Oh shit! Why was it all the way down there? What the? Dang.
You are cold. Oh my goodness. He just jumped into his little house.
Did he now?
Yeah. Okay, that's so I can have 4 more animated emotes.
Wait, do we
That's
all
really
get
cool.
5 animated emotes? Are you serious?
It could be that you're still on the 1. Um, but they may have changed it to 5 for everybody else, but um
Wait, are all of us gonna
you
have?
know how you know how almost every VTuber started streaming in like September, October-ish?
Yeah,
Like September, October to November.
yeah.
I was like streaming in like February of the year of that year.
So, hey,
So I usually get mine before everybody else in the VTubing community because I think it just goes by whose count is first and then they just roll them out that way.
is worse.
Count came first, so they go
Oh,
by
got the
creation.
older accounts.
Yep, creation dates.
I see. I see. I see.
Okay, all right. Gonna I'm gonna be evil and test my emo in your stream really quick,
How could you?
very easily.
How could you?
Is it?
Why do you do?
Oh, yes. Because I want to see my eyebrows.
Where are the animated emotes at? They're under the
uh,
tiers, right?
yeah, they should be under your tiers.
Yeah, I don't have standard.
I was like watching the eyebrows go up and down. It looks ridiculous. You don't have any of the animated ones yet?
No, no slots yet.
When did you start streaming?
October. Well,
Okay,
technically,
I
I
think
streamed before then. Forget when. It was like months before. I have no idea.
but you became affiliate in October, right?
When I became affiliate, that was like November. Took me a while to become.
Oh no. All right. Look at look at it. Look at it. Wait, we're gonna make one for Penguin now too.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a while before I
You,
can use it though.
you said you wanted the
Dancing with the
the
lights.
dance one, yeah.
Lights when they're holding the. What do the fuck do you call those? Those light things, light sticks. Yeah,
Yeah, they're light sticks, like this one.
yeah, like that. That's what I want.
Like that, like that, like that.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. We are going to continue with the Higurashi. It's gonna be a long ride, folks. So buckle in. Be like I
Yeah.
don't know, like multiple fucking streams. But yeah. Oh, I gotta share the fucking stream.
Oh, good, because I thought you weren't gonna do it, and so
You're just gonna fucking wait.
I was just gonna be annoying until you decided to share it.
Okay. Some screen. Yep. Okay. Hanyu has already grown used to being around us. Since Rika-chan and Satoko are her age, she's become especially close with them. Of course, Rena and Mion are looking after her too. Rena told me something the day Hanyu joined the class. She said that Hanyu has been close to us for a long time, and that she's been watching us play. That she always wanted to join us. I still can't remember seeing her before, but somehow I can believe it. Hanyu has accepted all the things that surprised me at first if she knew about them all along. She knows everything about us, and it seems she's truly excited about finally being able to join in.
Anyu's definitely part of our group now.
She sure is. It almost feels like she's been one of us the whole time. It can't be true, though.
No, it is. She's been by our side all this time.
Huh? Are you saying that now, too? Rena told me that a couple days ago. Is it just that I didn't notice?
It's because you're dense, Keiichi.
Fine, so what if I'm dense?
Why are you two sitting down? Are you tired? You feel tired, Hanyu? Meanwhile, we're exhausted. You never feel tired, Hanyu. Meanwhile, we're all exhausted. Yeah. It's because I've waited so long to be able to play with you all. This isn't nearly enough. I want to play more and more. Ow, 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 ow.
You're full of energy. By the way, those things on your head, don't they fall off when you play?
Ow.
Anya has horns on her head. I thought that it was a hair accessory of sorts, so I didn't want her to lose it while playing. I was going to offer to hold it for her while she ran around. But Hanya's face clouded over. She apologetically held onto her horns.
Katie. You can't take them off.
Eh? I see. Sorry about that.
He just accepts that she has horns.
Is it strange you have horns?
Oh, no, not at all. Oh.
Not at all. I think it's cute. Yeah. K-chan even has a horn between his legs, don't you?
Alright.
Though it's hard and curves Bella. What kind of horn is between his legs? What kind?
Just fucking instantly knocked her out. That was great.
Renaissance punch is still the one thing I can't follow. Are you quite alright, Neon-san?
Mion's like on the ground bleeding to death.
There's a depression in your face.
Everyone laughed except Hanyu, who didn't seem to get it. I shouldn't have said anything. I bet she doesn't like to talk about her horns. But if I try to apologize, I think things will get even more complicated. As I thought about what to say, Rena took the girls over to the shrine gate.
Sorry. I had to get up to get my tissues, and I was trying to get them from the chair, and then I leaned back, and then they tipped off the thing that they were on, and so I had to actually get up to get them.
Uh-oh.
My nose is just really, runny. It's cold.
Don't worry about it, Katie. Hanyu tries not to let it bother her. But she hasn't had enough training.
So she doesn't like to talk about them, huh? Sorry, I'll be more careful.
He's so considerate.
Hanyu came to Hinamizawa a very long time ago.
She did? No wonder she knows so much about the village.
I don't know where she lived before she came here.
I asked her once, but she said it was a place I wouldn't understand. Anya said that she, or rather, Anya's people couldn't live there anymore. They looked for a new place to live for a long time. They traveled a very long way before arriving in Hinamizawa. There was a beautiful swamp in the area, and that was exactly what Hani's people were looking for. But there was a village nearby where people lived. To show respect to the original inhabitants of an area was law among wandering people like Hanyu. Their clan decided to live peacefully and coexist with the villagers. However, their attempts to coexist didn't go so well. The villagers were too childish and immature to accept these newcomers. They strongly rejected them and caused a terrible, tragic disaster. Uh-oh. Hanyu said she took their form and descended upon this land in order to subdue the disaster. Uh-oh, fumble. However, she just couldn't hide her horns. The forbidden ancient documents say that Hanyu descended into the Furide shrine, appearing as she does today. It also states the following. Hanyu's people can't live anywhere other than this village. They can also only live by coexisting with the villagers. What's up, Fumble? How you doing? The Furide shrine priests once rejected them, claiming that coexistence was impossible if mixing with the wandering people's blood caused the villagers to become demons. The heck?
What?
Reading this, claiming that coexistence. The heck? I'm doing fine, Fumble. How are you, man? Just chilling and reading some Higu again. But the young heir of the Furide shrine fell in love with Hanyu, and when their child was born, the priest had to reconsider. O wandering people who cannot hide your horns, if you wish to settle in this land, if you wish to settle with our blood, then I shall consider granting your wish. However, as the demon's blood mixed with the villagers, it became hard to tell who was human and who was demon. The villagers began to cast suspicion on one another, haunted by that paranoia. Unless all of that was resolved, coexistence would be impossible.
For human us to coexist, we must lay down several laws for us to follow. They will be very strict. I'm very, very sorry for imposing these upon you, who have lived here in peace until now. However, as long as those rules are followed, the village will be free from demonic disaster.
Very well, the rules will be followed. But much blood has already been shed in this village. Anger, sins, and corruption people bear cannot be cleansed. The one law of the human world is that sins are atoned for with life.
I see. If you say it's your way to let someone take on all responsibility and bury the sins with him, then we'll do that. However, wouldn't people end up pushing responsibility on each other because no one wants to die?
Exactly. That's the ugly demon in the world of man. No one will accept their own sins, but only foist them onto each other. Since they can only clear the balance with their lives, everyone refuses to pay. The sins just keep adding up. Without cleansing them, they stagnate, and people cast them upon each other forever, doubting each other and passing them around.
I see. If that is the unopposable law of this world, and you yourself are troubled by this law, in exchange for coexisting with us, I shall grant you a world where people do not blame their sins on each other. What kind of world is it?
So long as mankind exists, they will commit sins and give rise to corruption. How could that all be erased without foisting it onto someone else.
On me bear all the sins and corruptions born from man,
Oh, she's Jesus.
Yeah, the fuck?
and purify my soul. Let all sin rest not with man. If they are born upon myself, then man will not need to force them upon each other.
What are you saying? Are you really going to make yourself into sacrifice?
Someone has to take on the sins, otherwise they will be cleansed. That's the law of your world, isn't it?
A different ancient document also states the following. Of course, it's a forbidden one too. Only the head of the Faraday family is allowed to read it. Nobody else. Not even the other heads of the 3 families. It tells that unrest grew in people's minds, that the villagers' evil hearts collected in the swamp and gave rise to demons. The Faraday Shrine's priests explained that the root of all evil is the demon god of the swamp, and led the young villagers there. By the swamp, they found a demon mocking the unrest in people's hearts. The young villagers fought bravely, captured the demon, and brought it to the Faraday Shrine. The priest cleansed the demon god, opened her abdomen, and dragged out her organs. He then chopped them up and washed them down the stream, then threw the body in the swamp. People regained their sanity. Those who had been suspicious of each other became friendly, and they all shared in the joy of peace again. If these forbidden ancient documents are real, then the object of the villagers' worship, Morishiro-sama, was captured by the villagers, forced to bear all their sins, and torn to death. Plus, it's clearly written that the demons appeared after unrest grew in people's hearts. In other words, the demons were forced to bear the sin of discord that rested with man long before they arrived. Morishiro-sama was a god who took on the people's sins to mend conflicts between them. People eventually came to honor her. It's said that because that became the foundation of faith in Morishiro. I don't understand exactly what that means, but I know one thing. When none of us humans would draw the losing straw, he offered to draw it in our stead. To prove it, we cleanse our filth by letting cotton absorb it and drift it down the stream during the Watanagachi festival. There's no shame of shifting responsibility involved. Until that system was created, we were simply demons who pushed our filth and our responsibility on each other. We could only cleanse our own sins by blaming someone else and sacrificing him by cutting open his abdomen. And Hanyu took on that job. A purification ceremony without a human life. A system that forgives people for their sins. That is the origin of the cult of Morishiro-sama, which blames not people for their sins, but the earth. Those documents were sealed away. If they weren't, people would find out the object of their own faith was falsely blamed and killed by their own ancestors. Hanyu apologizes. She takes in people's sins and keeps apologizing. When people can't deal with their own sins anymore, she accepts them. When Hanyu takes over, people are cleansed and they are allowed to keep living. Demons take on sins by becoming cotton to absorb them. They are exterminated and washed down the stream, and then the village is forgiven. They are forgiven for their sins. If that's all true, then Hanyu, or rather, Morishiro-sama, has such a tragic existence. I've asked Hanyu about this before. Then she told me the following story. 4 people are stuck in a snowy mountain cabin. They play a game where each sit in one of the 4 corners. It's a fairly well-known story. It's in the middle of winter. They're all getting sleepy. If they fall asleep, they'll die. So one of them comes up with an idea. They're sitting in 4 corners of the room, so someone just has to walk clockwise to the next corner and wake up the person sitting in that corner. The one who just walked will sit in that corner, and the one who just woke up will get up and walk to the next corner and wake up the person sitting there. If they keep doing that, nobody will fall asleep. People who know the story won't need an explanation, but this doesn't work with 4 people. When the first person gets up, their corner becomes empty. So after everyone takes turns, the 4th person goes to the next corner, which is an empty one. They sit down and fall asleep, so the game is over right there, and everyone freezes to death. In other words, to play this game, you need more than 4 people. You need one more person in order to be saved. People usually tell this as a ghost story. They usually say that this was actually a group of 5 people, but one was already dead, and thanks to the ghost, they're able to continue living until the next morning. Hanyu once told me that she's like the fifth person. If she can make everything run smoothly by joining a circle of people, then it's very similar to how the telephone game in the mountain cabin manages to function without breaking. Hanyu can complete a circle that can't be realized by people alone. Then those people can live peacefully. She's an existence that completes a circle. Is she bolstered by her horns because it reminds her of the time when she was called a demon and punished for the sins she did? Is her subconscious still tormenting her with thoughts that those who have horns ought to be persecuted?
She was born with those horns. She was hated and abused because of them.
Really? I definitely shouldn't have said anything, huh?
And just because she has those horns, she had to take in everyone's sins and cleanse them. She did that, and she was worshipped as a god.
Huh? A god?
I was talking to myself. Forget about it.
Huh? Nobody knows who Hanyu really is. Is she really a divine existence that descended from a higher place? Or is she simply an unlucky girl who became a sacrifice just because she had a pair of horns? Nobody knows. But this girl's blood was blended with the Furude family's blood. That blood has descended into me. Our legends state that if the Furude family has a girl for their firstborn child, for 8 generations in a row, that 8th child would be a reincarnation of Orishiro-sama. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm that 8th generation. Is that why I was the only person who could see Hanyu? 8 generations is a very long time. Maybe that's how long it took for all the sins Hanyu assumed to be cleared. 8 represents infinity. It's a very lucky number. Often curses uttered will contain, "I'll curse you for 7 generations," but the 8th lies beyond that. In other words, 8 possesses such good fortune that it can forgive great curses and sins that span 7 generations. It's a number with power. It's the time Hanyu needed to cleanse all the sins she took in from the humans. Hanyu and her people simply wanted to coexist with us. But Hanyu had to become a sacrifice. Her stomach was cut open and its contents washed down the stream. Then she was thrown into the swamp. And so, the Furude family has been waiting. They waited for a very long time for her to come back. They kept our traditions alive, waiting forever and ever for her return. According to legend, the name Furude was made by adding a horn to the character for fortune teller. The Furude family rose when Hanyu's bloodline was combined with that of human beings. Hanyu is the ancestor of the Furude family, as well as the mother of us all. When I was little, Hanyu taught me a little more things than my mother did. It's no wonder. I'm her descendant. The curse of the clan who exorcised and buried their very own mother was finally absolved after 8 generations. It seemed like eternity. And then she met me, her descendant, the final generation of the Furude family. Sometimes when I think about that, I feel like there must be some important meaning to this hapless fate thrust upon me. What kind of meaning could the trial I face, the trial of breaking through the obstacle sealing my fate, have upon the curse that plagued Hanyu and the Furude family for over a millennium? 1,000 years is simply too long a period to communicate thoughts and intentions correctly. Hanyu has become the curse we call Orishiro-sama. Though she originally was a means of salvation, she has become a chain that binds people. Rules about coexisting were misinterpreted as a law that binds villagers to this place that continued until the Meiji era. And while the village winds once again blow toward the misunderstanding of the isolation thanks to the dam conflict, how does that play into my meeting with Hanyu and this motley fate we're trapped in? I haven't lived long enough to be able to understand that. The only thing I can say for sure is that the Furude family originated when Hanyu's bloodline mixed with that of humans. The line's final descendant, me, finally met with its ancestors. The Furude bloodline bears a cursed history of placing all of man's sins onto its mother and killing her. Now, the beginning and end of that line have met. Anu always wanted to join everyone, yet she couldn't hide her horns. Even so, she still wished to be in existence that completes the circle.
Child's job to bury their parents.
You want to do the child or should I?
You do it.
But mother, I've never heard that it's a child's job to kill and bury their parents.
Don't ask, child. I'm not human. My horns are proof that I'm a human, but whose job is to take on the calamities of the human world. Bearing the calamities of this chaotic world and cleansing the unrest in mankind's heart is my role.
Then mother, why do you have to be the one? People's sins are people's sins. They aren't yours.
Listen, child. People live with their sins. They can't live without making someone else take the blame. Nobody wants to take the blame, so they shift that responsibility around. That is a demon, the true demon disrupting the world of men. By marrying it myself, men may be cleansed and mankind can be freed from their destiny of doubt and conflict. Let all the sins, the filth, the karma, and the curse come to me. And attack me, purify me, wash me down the stream, and throw me in the swamp. A human will not do. So, it is the fate of one not human to accept that role. Humans were made to bear it, then mankind would not be freed from the demon of doubt.
I don't understand. Mother. Mother, you have horns. Are you saying that you aren't human just because you have horns? That even if you are human, the horns make you non-human? Even if you have horns, you're human to me.
My child, you're the one. You're the only one who's ever said that. Even if everyone else calls me Blink or Blake, you still call me human.
Aw. What is passed down in the Ferde is many forbidden scrolls, ones unknown to even the heads of the three families, sealed in the altar in the shrine storage? Understanding that would probably require about as much time as I've spent repeating time. Yet once you understand that, perhaps you'll better understand the smile Hanyu wears as she innocently plays with her.
Ah! Are you okay?
I heard Mion yell in surprise. Something must have happened. What is it? What's going on?
You said tripped and tumbled down the hill over there. You done? Are you okay?
She rolled beautifully, but I hope she didn't sprain her ankle or anything. Let's go look.
Hanyu had been playing on the slope and tumbled down it. There's a road just below the slope. Mion and the others went down the stairs to go get her. Let's go. I hope she isn't injured. Uh-oh.
She got hit by a car.
When I got there, I saw Tomitake-san and Takano-san. They were taking care of her. What happened? We just saw her roll down the hill.
She did tumble beautifully, though. But I think she hit her head, so I'm sure she'll get a bump later. Make sure you put some ice on it, okay?
Hanyu. Can you hear us? Look, how many fingers do you see?
sounded disoriented, but didn't appear to be injured. What a relief for everyone. I bet she's just feeling dizzy from rolling.
Would Hanyu roll like an egg because her horns would make her head not round when she rolls?
I have no idea. It's stuck in the ground.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you're not hurt.
Just think, though. How lucky of you to have a nurse waiting for you down here. What perfect timing.
Well, when I'm not working, I'm a wild bird photographer.
Right, Chiro-san.
Well, yeah, I guess. A Hinamizawa kid would never get hurt from something like that. In other words, you're already one of us, Hanyu.
Oh, Nichan. Is that your name? I've never seen you before. Are you new around here?
Yes, she is. She transferred here last Monday.
What are these? How peculiar. Are they some kind of toy?
Takano-san tried to poke at one of Hanyu's horns. They'd be an interesting hair accessory if they were an accessory.
It's what Hanyu. What's cute about Hanyu-chan? Please don't touch them, though.
Oh, is that so? I don't think they're cute, though. After all, they look just like a monster. Don't they?
Suddenly, Hanyu moaned as if suffocating.
Takano, Hanyu isn't a monster. Don't ever say that again.
That's right, Takano-san. That was mean.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Rika-chan said it rather firmly. I'm sure Hanyu doesn't want to hear that. Sometimes Takano-san says things in a derogatory way without realizing it herself. But I guess there are things you can't or shouldn't say. Hanyu was looking at Takano-san with a complicated look on her face. After seeing that expression, Takano-san realized she might have hurt her feelings. He apologized and left with Tomitaki-san.
Are you okay? Hanyu, you landed beautifully too. So you're not injured? Oh, Rika, that person. Oh, oh. Her? That's Takano. Takano. Takano.
Hanyu repeated Takano-san's name. All of a sudden, I grew worried that she hit her head or something. Hanyu stood straight up and grabbed Rika-chan's collar.
Rika! Oh, Takano. It's Takano. Takano. That's right. She's Takano. No! No! Rika! Takano! Takano! Don't you remember? I know. Mio Takano, right? From the area cleanup. You can't remember? sorry, honey. What are you talking about? Rika, this can't be.
This is the last one. The last one. She finally imprinted herself with the true enemy's name while enduring the pain of her stomach being cut open. And yet she can't remember. Rika Furude has failed to inherit the memory of the fragments. Uh-oh, that's not good. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Game over.
Game over. Try again.
Oh, Akasaka-san! Long time no see. Oishi-san. Oh, you want to be him, right?
No. Please do it.
Are you sure?
I'm doing many girls. Please do it.
Okay. You haven't changed a bit. No! What are you saying? I've been on an apple diet lately, and I've lost a few pounds. Can't you tell? But just look at you. You look great. Well, I have to stay in shape for my job. He's like, unlike you.
I'm like, yes.
Fatty?
Honda, who the fuck is that? Hey, Kura-chan! Is this the guy? The one who came from a few years ago from Tokyo? Nice to see you again too, Hyundai-san. It has been a while. My, look at you. Must be nice to be so young. Well, since you came such a long way, let's just head to the restaurant. I'm a regular there, so I'm sure we can get in before it opens. Come on! Oishi-san, are you sure? Don't you still have some work to do? What? Not at all. I'm on a special training with the mission investigator from Tokyo headquarters. Come on, let's get going. Oh wait, I've got to make a phone call first. They're greenhorns compared to someone like you. Say something in next?
I gotta go pee.
Go pee.
I'll be right back.
Go pee.
I gotta go pee.
Would have put some help together for us. Ah, there you are. Kuma-chan! You want to come play with us tonight? Oishi-san, you really haven't changed a bit. Nagasaka used to think Oishi wasn't serious about work. But after experiencing many different things in the real world, that preconception had completely disappeared. Oishi is that way because of his experience. It's not always best to take things seriously. In this world, sometimes being that frank can help. Nagasaka-san's case, people often tell him to relax more. But in Oishi-san's case, maybe he should straighten out a little. Come on! Nagasaka-san, let's go! Yes, at once. Yeah, good answer. You sound like a veteran police officer now. Glad to hear it. Old Akasaka would have thought that Oishi was making fun of him, but by now he could take it as an honest assessment. Boy, you sure can drink now, Akasaka-san. I don't think I can keep up with you. Must be that true when he gets old, he can't drink as much as before. You're too modest. I'm just better because an intelligent officer has to be able to hold his liquor. I have a budget set aside at all times for training with my young colleagues. Japanese sake, Western liquor, Chinese liquor, whatever. Sometimes I drink at little bars and sometimes at expensive clubs. That sounds pretty good. I'll have to join you to coach them sometime. Yes, please teach us your tricks. Young guys nowadays often talk about how they can't drink. I couldn't drink at all at first, you know. The more you drink, the better your body adjusts to alcohol, and the more you enjoy drinking. That's right! Are you listening, Kuma-chan? Yeah, I heard. I can down quite a few now. Wahaha! No, really, you're right. When you first teamed up with Uishi, you were already drinking oolong tea with the toast. That's no good. The toast has a very important meaning. If you don't drink any alcohol, you're saying you're not satisfied with the party. So when I see young people like that, I tell them. I'm not saying that you have to drink it in one gulp. But your first round has to be at least a medium mug. When Agasaka-san first came to Okinomiya, he was very nervous. But there was no trace of that tension left in him. Seeing that, Uishi realized just how much Agasaka had learned in the past few years. There you go, Agasaka-san. Man, you've really grown a lot more dependable. During the years I've been waiting to retire, you've grown so much. It might be time for the younger generation to take over, huh? That's not true. There's one thing I've learned, it's that the only thing that matters is experience. Leave the hard labor and the crime scenes to us young officers, while you veterans take pride at your desks and work us to the bone. You hear that, Kuma-chan? Did you? Did you? Okay, I heard him. I'll give it everything I've got. Oishi Kumagi-kun is already giving it everything he's got. He's diligent about his patrols to make up for your distaste for them. You know how Oishi-san is, right? I've only worked with him for a few days, but I understand what you're going through. Even so, he'll make you into a good cop. Just believe in him. Yes, sir. I'll do my best. Even if I learn how to drink, I can't learn how to be good at mahjong. Oishi-san takes all my pay before I can even give it to my wife. Mahjong is intellectual baggage you need. The more you play, the more confident you get. Let's play it together later. I'll teach you how not to lose. Oishi, he's a good guy, Kinda reminds me of how you were when you were young. That can't be. I wasn't nearly as handsome. It was unusual for Oishi to enjoy someone's company this much. Agasaka and Oishi only worked together for a few days. They had exchanged some holiday cards since then, but that was about it. Oishi had no idea how happy it would make him to see such a greenhorn grow into a dependable cop. Oishi always thought he wanted to be active until the day he retired. But after seeing such a dependable colleague, he began to think that maybe it was time for him to step down. Oishi and Agasaka enjoyed their reunion more than they thought they would. Aw. Owner of the place is bringing the electric sign inside. All the chairs were up on the tables and the owner's wife is cleaning. There was nobody else around. Judging by the clock, it was almost 3 a.m. This is a reunion, right, Kura-chan? Take your time, okay? Wake me up when you leave so I can lock the door. Sorry about this. Thank you. There wouldn't be anything else open at such a late hour. Oishi and his colleagues still wanted to talk, so they decided Kumagi couldn't fight his sleepiness and was nodding off. They were talking about Agasaka's job. Agasaka works at a department specializing in public safety. Oishi and the others were interested in all his stories of danger and bravery. Anyway, I want to meet with Rika Furude. By Rika Furude, you mean the orphaned daughter of the Furude family? Orphaned? What happened to her parents? Rika Furude had predicted that there would be an incident in Hinamizawa every year, the following 5 years. Her parents, according to her, were supposed to be killed on the 3rd year running. Yeah, it was the 3rd year of the curse of Orishiro-sama. 1981 must have been. The Furude couple died rather suspiciously. It was 3 years after you came to Hinamizawa, Akasaka-san. 3 years? Did it happen in June, 3 years after I visited? Yeah, that's about right. Why? There's something about it that bothers you? Agasaka shut his eyes tightly to chase away the alcohol in his brain and tried to remember the girl's prediction. He had, after all, come here to confirm it. I came here in 1978. And what about the damn construction site manager? Oh, that's the guy I played mahjong with. How's he been doing? It was in the newspaper, I think. Maybe he was just in the local ones. Well, he was killed in a fight with other workers that year. Rika Furude had predicted that he'd be killed in a gruesome way, that his body would be dismembered. Was he mutilated? Gee, you know about it already. That's exactly it. His right arm is still missing, too. It's so unfortunate. The following year, on the same day, in 1980, Toko's parents will be pushed to their deaths. Maybe it should be called an accident. A lamentable accident. I'll continue. Following year, the year after the manager's death, I think. Let's see. I know. Toko-san. I think she's a little girl. Did her parents die in an accident? Oh, how much do you already know? That's right. The dam supporters, the Hojo couple, fell off a cliff while on vacation. Though it still hasn't been confirmed if it was an accident or... The following year, on the same day in June 1981, my parents will be killed. The following year, yes, Rika Furude's parents died. But none of those incidents make sense. You know a lot about the curse of Orishiro-sama. None of those incidents were made public because of the pressure from the locals. I'm surprised at how much you know about them. I can't believe this. But even you can't know about the following year. Because starting with the 4th year in a row, we decided to investigate secretly. I think I know about it anyway. In the following year, on the same day, in June 1982, Toko's mean aunt will die. Her head will be smashed in. The following year, that was last year, Toko-san from earlier, wasn't her aunt beaten to death? Shit! You're right! Nagasaka-san, how do you know so much? I think he will be killed the year after that. What are you saying? Besides, the year after last year means it's this year. I'll be killed. It will be in June of 1983. In other words, this month, Rika Furude will be killed. Oishi and the others were at a loss for words. Nagasaka had talked about the 4 mysterious incidents. Although he had been far away, he belonged to a very special unit of public safety. It could have been possible for him to find out about their secret investigations. That was why it wasn't odd for Akasaka to mention it, the theories of mysterious deaths, even though he had been far away from Hinamizawa. However, not only did he not know about them, but he also named the next victim. Oishi and his coworkers had sobered up entirely. Nagasaka-san, it's getting late. We're all exhausted, so let me get to the bottom of this. What is it you're trying to say? Okay. All this is what she told me when I was in Hinamizawa in June of 1978. What? Oishi couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was speechless. I know it's hard to believe. When she told me back then, I thought she was just being a mischievous little girl. But she told me she was going to be killed in the 5th year running. In other words, she asked me to help her, I think. Main purpose of my visit to Hinamizawa this time, to find her and ask her if she still needs my help. Nagasaka-san, I'm retiring this year. I want to take revenge on the people who killed the manager of the 1st year. I'll jump on any lead I can find. So let me just confirm this with you. This isn't a joke, is it? If this is, you'd better tell me right now. Telling you the truth. Rika Furude told me this in June of 1978. But at the time, I didn't think anything of it, so I didn't tell you about it. I'm very sorry. No, we didn't know. Even if you had told me, I don't think I would have believed. Only because it happened 4 years in a row do we believe you now. Oishi must have been thinking that if only Akasaka had told him back then, he'd have saved his friend. But what the old man from forensics just said was right too. Oishi wouldn't have believed him back then. And his friend would have died anyway, and Oishi would have been left with regret of being able to do anything. That's true. I should be the one apologizing. Still. Rika Furude. Why Rika Furude? I don't know exactly what's going on in Hinamizawa right now. I read in the papers that the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely. That's why I assumed Hinamizawa was peaceful now. The dam conflict is over, yeah. But starting the following year, these mysterious deaths, known locally as the curse of Orishiro-sama, started to occur annually. And it played out just like you said. I think she's entrusted me with something extremely important. Oishi-san, let me ask you. Do you think it's possible for Rika Furude to be killed this year? They say that the Furude couple was held in low regard for being so passive during the dance conflict. That might be the reason why the curse fell upon them in the third year. So I do think that Rika Furude's death, it's possible, isn't it? Oishi nodded slowly. I'm going to try to get in touch with Rika Furude tomorrow. I think the best thing to do is talk to her directly. Can I come with you, Akasaka-san? This story about Rika Furude sounds like something very important for me, too. My. You've come bearing quite the incredible gift. I'm getting a bit intrigued myself. I never thought I'd see the day with all the mysteries resolved. Well, I have some questions, too. For instance, why did she tell me something that important? If she wanted help, why didn't she ask the local police? Why me, a guy on a business trip from Tokyo? I bet she doesn't have faith in the local police. I'm a little unrefined. Rika-san probably doesn't trust me. Besides, there are people with connection to the Sonozaki family at the Okinomiya PD. In other words, she trusted me, the guy who came from Tokyo, more than anybody. Yeah, I guess. If that's the case, Oishi-san, please don't tell anybody about this. Of course I won't. Anyway, let's head directly to Hinamizawa tomorrow and have a talk with Rika-san. We can start from there.
It's hard to believe. But it's the truth, isn't it?
It was the middle of the night. Only the sounds of insects and Satoko's snoring could be heard. Rika was sitting by her favorite window.
Yes. Hikano was the one that killed you, Rika. You and I both saw it. You tried so hard to remember Takano's face. Even as she cut your stomach open, you burned her face into your memory while enduring all the pain. That's a horrible way to die. I'm glad I don't remember. But I can see it. That's the kind of death Takano would prefer.
Like Yoshi.
Hanyu is Yoshi. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Kondo. 1 second. The cat has
Needs
been
attention.
summoned. Yeah, no, he's summoned.
Still, I don't like it. Why would Takano kill me? I'm the Queen Carrier. If I die, the disaster will occur, right? Isn't that why the Area Institute and the Mountain Dogs are protecting me? And why would Takano, their leader, have me killed? Sorry, that was a useless question. Takano killed me. That's the truth, and your motive doesn't matter, does it? But still, like Takano.
Although she just said that the motive didn't matter, Rika went back to the same question. The reason why Takano was protecting the Queen Carrier wasn't because she wanted to prevent the rest of Hinamizawa developing the syndrome. It was because the Queen Carrier was an extremely valuable subject of her research. Then, considering that value, why did she kill the Queen Carrier with her own 2 hands?
Is Takano my only enemy? The mountain dogs are after you too. I don't know if Area is your enemy or not. I don't think he... Takano and the Mountain Dogs are my enemies. You've got to be kidding me. How can we possibly win? There's no way. Unless there's a miracle of some kind.
Oh, sudden yawn.
Can't fight against people like them. Besides, Watanagashi is this Sunday. We killed on the 22nd. It's in about a week or so, right? How can we beat them in a short amount of time? Should we try to go after Takano with a metal bat? Beat that bitch with bat.
Yeah.
It won't work. She's one of them. She's only one of them. If we take her out, the Mountain Dogs will still get us. What do we do? What do we do? I don't know either. Wait. We didn't even know our enemy before now. This time, we do. There must be something we can do.
Angry Hanyu. I don't think we've seen that yet. This is the
No.
first time in a long time that Hanyu had spoken so positively. Riku was startled for a moment, realized that she was losing her cool. Took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. She was still confused that Takano was the culprit. Riku had always thought of Takano as her ally. There were, after all, many reasons why Takano should treat her well. Riku couldn't even think of one reason why Takano would want to kill her. Still, Takano was always thinking about bizarre things. There was no guarantee that a crazy idea of hers couldn't become.
So, that means if Tomitake is killed, then is he an ally? I think he is. That's an idea, Rika. You should talk to Tomitake.
Takano was accompanied by the Mountain Dogs because of an organization named Tokyo. So could Risuke ask for help only from someone affiliated with that organization? In that case, Tomitake was the only one she could talk to about the issue. Although Ide might also be worth having a talk with. But then, that was why she needed to know. She needed to know why Takano wanted to kill her. Unless she could explain that, they probably wouldn't even believe her. Besides, Tomitake was in love with Takano. He wouldn't doubt her so easily. Was he weird?
Yes, he would.
Ide seemed to be keeping a little distance from Takano. He might be a little more inclined to believe. But as someone who is simply a doctor, he knew little about Tokyo. He might end up being useless again. Then, should she call the police? No way. Definitely no way. There was no way they would believe her. If they were to make a call and say that a strange organization named Tokyo was trying to kill her, they would think she was crazy. Then what would she do? How could she save herself? The scariest people in Hinamazawa were coming to kill her. How could she run from them? How could she fight them? How? How? If she had remembered the scene of Takano killing her, then she wouldn't have been so confused. Because seeing is believing. But she didn't remember. This was just what Hanyu was telling her. She didn't want Takano to be her enemy. This was the truth she didn't want to accept, so she was tempted to just say that this was all simply Hanyu's delusion.
Right as I take a drink.
Of course.
Calm down, Rika. We learned in our past life. Don't you remember the previous world? The previous world? You mean the Mom Miranda spread gasoline all over the school and locked everyone inside? No! The world after that. Don't you remember? In that world, he came back. Tippy Hojo did.
The crackling.
It's definitely not a candy.
Uh-oh.
That's the world's worst possible world. No matter what we do, the counselors won't do anything. Satoko goes insane within a few days. Someone from our circle of friends develops the syndrome and attacks Tepe, right? No, no, no! In the previous world, we all went to the child consultation center and saved Satoko. In that world, Keiichi taught you so much. He taught you that you have to believe, otherwise the miracle won't occur. And he also said that if everyone believes, their wishes will definitely come true. That sure sounds like something Keiichi would say. But that's great. To defeat the world that where Tepe returns. We couldn't do that. Anything about that world even once before. You know how Keiichi and the others in that world made a miracle happen? They talked to everyone. They didn't convince themselves it was useless and agonize over it by themselves. They asked everyone for help. That's how they brought about a miracle. Everyone? So, you want me to talk to Keiichi and the others about Takano? You really think they would believe me if I told them an organization like Tokyo is after me? Yes, they will! They did in the previous world. Why won't you believe me, Rika? Sorry. It's not that I don't believe you. But, and so it's true, isn't it? I had no idea how frustrating it would be not to remember it myself. Anyway, you and me going on and on about this won't solve anything. We don't have enough power on our own. But we do have our weapon. That weapon is the truth. We don't know her motive, but we know that the culprit is Takano. So this is a very good start compared to all the other worlds. Why can't you remember it at the very end?
Anya ground her teeth remorsefully. She saw the truth just a short time ago, so she couldn't believe that Rika didn't remember anything. If it was something she had seen herself, then she wouldn't even need a motive. But she hadn't, and that was why she couldn't understand. Why was her memory missing even when Hanyu's memory was still intact? Did that mean their long journey was about to end? Perhaps her infinitely repeating journey was already over, the last world of all?
I thought this world was odd since everyone could see you. And you even transferred to our school, but now I can really see how strange this world is. There's nothing strange about it. This is just the final world, that's all. I came to this final world so we could gather all our powers. I'm not a bystander here. I'm your ally. I see. You're no longer a bystander, huh? No, I've decided not to be afraid anymore. I'm not afraid, and I'm not going to believe with all of you. Oh, sorry. I'm going to believe with all of you, and a miracle will happen. This is a world we can bet on. This is June of 1983. Rika and Takano are fighting. If Rika doesn't defeat her enemy this time, she will lose. Takano has many powerful pieces like the mountain dogs. Rika will need a lot of pieces to be able to defeat her. Unless Rika asks for help from many people and gathers an equal number of pieces, the game won't even begin. We've learned the rules of this game board by playing the game repeatedly. It's like a game without a manual. But we've learned the rules and now we know how to fight. We're ahead in the game because we already know what pieces our enemy has. Mika, you have to get busy. We have 1 week before we're Tanagashi. We have 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks in the previous world, but we only have 1 in this. In other words, this is our final chance. Okay. Rather than grieving what I don't remember, I should be grateful that you do. Because if you didn't, this final world would end while we run about in confusion.
Huh, dyslexia strong today.
Also, if I talk to Kiyoshi and the others in the right way, maybe they'll come up with some good ideas. If not, beat this bitch with a bat.
Good.
Because he was the one who fought with Rena in the previous world. And when the school was about to explode, he brought her back. Exactly! Anyway, let's go talk to anyone we can find. We are too weak by ourselves. Let's gather people and think about what we should do. We have to take our first steps towards the miracle. We have to do that within a week.
Anu had never encouraged her like this. She'd always pretended to be a bystander. Never wanted to go through the pain of failure, so she never had expectations for it. But now she was trying to intervene in this world, so passionately and proactively. According to Hanyu, there had been another world one in which Rena occupied the school. Apparently, Keiichi really inspired her in that world. Rika had nothing to lose. She had to talk to whoever she thought she could trust. And whether she tried or not, she had only a very short time left. She decided to do whatever she possibly could until that time arrived. She would never again act like it was cool to sip wine pretending to be a witch as the end closed upon her. So, it's been a while. There's no murder. Yes, thank you for the detailed documents. Thanks to that data, men from the Ministry of Health and Welfare now understand how dangerous Hinamizawa syndrome is. Hehehe. That's the accomplishment of you and the late Dr. Takano. I've only made sure that you receive your fair assessment. Anyway, I'll make sure the Prime Minister reads your documents. He's our leader, after all. I'll have the most important person in this country read your article. and make sure he understands what important research is why Hinamizawa syndrome is an issue that needs attention. Also, I'll make sure the present board of directors realize how stupid they were to ignore your research and ridicule your grandfather's thesis. Indeed. I have great news for you. You've decided that after the operation is completed, the actual location will be isolated and shut down, and another department of the SDF will take over the research. You'll be welcome there. You'll be able to continue your research for as long as you want without worrying about political factions or funding. That's all thanks to your generous client who wants to reward you for your hard work. You'll be given the position of director so you can devote yourself to research. Isn't that wonderful? Finally, you'll be able to accomplish something that overturns common knowledge by researching Hinamizawa syndrome and the existence of parasites that influence human thought. No, I'm not just saying that to flatter you. That's what we really think. I see. Sorry to take up your time. I'll be going now. I'll get in touch with you again. Oh, that was a woman. Fuck! The woman put down the headset of her car phone. And she picked it up again and made another call. Index has to take over.
One second.
Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Here we go.
Please transfer.
Oh. Ow, that hurt a little bit.
Please transfer me to extension 1001. Yes, this is Watanabe. Watanabe. Yes, the issue from the other day that we've taken care of. Yes. Major Takano's documents are wonderful. I made some people from the National Research Center go along, so the men believed it without questioning. Yes. That's no problem either. Most of the cabinet ministers from the enemy factions will be either leaving the country or going on vacation. So they'll be out of Tokyo after the 20th. Yes. There are still some unsettled issues, but everything will be set by June 23rd. Yes. Therefore, the on-site operation will take place on midnight on June 22nd, and the Prime Minister will be asked for emergency sanctions on the 23rd. Yes, everyone aiding the Prime Minister on that day will be our people. You won't even question a thing. Yes, I'm certain. The Prime Minister will definitely sign Emergency Manual 34. Afterwards, an investigation into Alphabet's duties will be taken up. And the Okinochiba and Old Koizumi factions will lose a great deal of sway. Yes, that's right. It's only a matter of time before we succeed. Agent.
Is that amenity?
A MIDI? I don't know.
A MIDI and Reconstitution Summit. That's true.
If there's money to spend on developing domestic nuclear arms for the Japanese-American alliance spanning the Pacific, then it would be more profitable for a nation to spend it on ODA toward China. 21st century will be the era of China, with their nation claiming a good portion of the world's population. Japan gets nothing out of wagging its tail to the US anymore.
Yes, I know. The 21st century is almost here, yet we're still saying that communism is the greatest evil. Because we've been watching too many bad American propaganda movies. Yes, I understand. Okay then. I'll see you in
Macau? I don't know.
I think that is Macau.
Macau next week. Yes, I love to gamble. Yes, it was nice talking to you too. I'll get in touch with you soon.
The woman put down the headset of her car phone and took a breath. She smiled in satisfaction and picked up the headset again.
Give me the chief cabinet secretary, please. Yes, this is Myzoa. Yes, it's me. Chief Okuno.
Wait, is she there? Did she just say she was like 3 different people?
Yeah, I think she's pulling a lot of strings. What the hell is this lady?
I don't know.
She's the one that was talking to Kano last chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like, you should just kill everybody.
Just murder.
I wonder if she's a demon.
You might be like a descendant from. Remember how they're talking about Hanyu's family,
Mm-hmm.
or like the people she was talking to the priest, all them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like this lady is a descendant of that group or some shit. I don't know. Something like that, I think. Anyway, I gotta pee real quick, so I'll be right back. Index, talk to the people.
Back to the people, walk with the people.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll walk and talk with the people. Hello, everyone. Have I plugged myself enough in the stream yet today? I'm just kidding. How is everyone? Indy, what is it, kitten? What is it, kitten? Hi. 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 Why, hello there. Why, hello there. Hello. How are you? Ugh, I just have my feet being perpetually heated by a heater right now. It's like super nice. I want to see my Godzilla little emote go across Penguin's screen because it's just super cute, and I just want to see it bounce around. Give me 1 second. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, look at it go! Look at it go! Bam, bam. I'm good. You? I don't know. I'm okay. I hurt and like normal. I had a really bad Charlie horse in my legs today.
All
Bob,
right.
welcome back. You're alive.
Yeah, I'm alive.
You know what else is alive? The chat.
Not many people in chat. This is depressing. Yeah.
I know, but me and Kitten are alive.
Pretty much just me, you, Kitten. Dodo and Fumble are lurking. Aze is in here. Nice. That's it.
Nice.
Like 4 people.
Nice.
Ooh. Yeah.
We love you.
I know you do.
Let me give you all of my little hearts. There you go. Shiny heart. Shiny heart.
Okay.
Love you. Love you more.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Super lots.
Nope. Yeah, you can't.
Oh.
It's not possible.
It is possible. It is possible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Shut up, it is possible. I love you a lot.
You can't love me more than I do.
I know. I can't love you more than you love yourself.
Wait. No, that's not what I meant. You tricked me. Tricked me. Tricked me. So if we do end up doing another light novel, Ice, from now on, any light novel we do, we're gonna do it off stream.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I think it's better to put it on YouTube.
Just put it straight into YouTube.
Yeah, because like this way people have to be here at this time. And I
Yeah,
think it's more convenient for people to just put on YouTube at their own pace, I guess. Whenever.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Discord. What you mean, kitten? I mean, I guess we could
Discord?
do it through Discord. Record it and then put it. Yeah, we do that. Like, if anybody wants to fucking come into the. Well, then people would have to come into chat to watch the stream there. Hmm.
I think it might be easier if you do it through YouTube, and you can also post the videos, links, and stuff through Discord.
Yeah. Well, I think, like. So, you can. Well, I wouldn't want to stream. Fucking record it. Just record it onto YouTube, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'd do. 'Cause if anybody misses one of our streams, it's like they're like, "Oh shit, I'm done." They don't come back. Even though I do post them on YouTube, anyways. I just feel like
I
viewership's
think
like getting so low now because some people miss like a couple streams and that's it. I want to come to more.
I think it might be more fun to do for YouTube too, because then we could redo lines and stuff like that.
If we want to edit it, yeah.
Yeah, we could like edit it and stuff if we needed to.
That would be a good way to learn how to edit. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, if we are streaming, we have people in chat coming talking, right? But
Mhm.
if we do that, then we get like distracted from reading, I feel,
Mhm.
and then we don't get much done.
Yeah.
So if we just like record it, we can just focus on reading it, right? And then just put it straight to YouTube. I don't know. Like I feel like streaming you have to be more interactive with the people in chat than a recorded video. You don't have to worry about that in a recorded video.
Yeah, it's a little hard to talk, you know.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, being a distraction. It ends up being like that, even though like we don't mean like that's not the purpose of streaming though. The purpose of streaming is to interact with.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're doing this like these used to get good views and ain't this past month. I don't know if it's because of the holiday season or what, but just people just don't find it anymore. I don't want to do fucking visual novels streaming anymore. Like maybe it's because of the length of this shit because it goes on for so long that people
Yeah,
just
I think.
maybe if it's
Are we on our first hour here?
first hour and a half about.
Oh, okay. I have no concept of time.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, currently no concept. Index has no concept of time because I'm extremely tired from work.
Oh, poor tired index chan.
Oh,
Well, we continue, I think, for about another 30 minutes and we'll wrap up the video. Wrap up the stream.
I ran into a person today.
Huh?
I ran into a person today with a cart.
Why'd you do that?
I wasn't paying attention because I had a charley horse in my foot and I just like hit into someone.
Uh-oh.
Luckily, they were another employee and it wasn't very hard.
Ouch.
And
Oh,
then they laughed at me.
they laughed at you?
Yeah, and then they laughed at me.
What the fuck?
And someone else came up behind me that was another employee and poked both my sides and yelled at the same time.
Uh-oh.
She scared me half to death. And Nix is slowly dying.
Okay, we have 5 viewers.
Yeah.
I just added another
Cause,
doc.
cause,
That's okay.
cause Fumble Wumble is here. Fumble Wumble.
Yeah, but like once we start reading, like everybody stops chatting. I
Well,
noticed.
and it sounds. Oh. Ow.
What?
Oh, my knee just went smack. It just
Uh-oh.
went crack. My knee just cracked.
Them bones stop working.
Oh, yeah, no. My bones are really bad.
Bone XE has stopped working.
But I have an interview tomorrow and Friday, and I have a second job interview for another place on Monday now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're gonna work all those jobs at the same time and make a bajillion dollars, right?
No.
Oh,
I want to find one where I can work part-time and then I can do more art.
that's
I
good.
just put an emote. Well, I put an emote once in a while.
I don't know.
Kid.
It's hard to keep up with the story. I guess I don't know. But yeah, I think
Do
we'll.
we have any tips?
Huh?
Tips?
I don't think so. Nope.
I have a tip for you.
What?
Banana.
I got a tip for you, Index.
What?
On my dick.
give me give me 5 seconds.
What? What did you
I
say?
die. I said give me 5 seconds.
Just the tip, Index.
Just bet. Fine. Fine. Bet. Bet. Bet.
Bet what?
Bet.
Bet what?
Bet I could suck your dick.
I'm not betting that you can't.
That's true.
What do you mean?
I said, oh, true, you weren't.
I mean, it's not possible. Well, actually, it's pretty big. So,
Oh yeah, it's pretty
how
impossible.
big is your mouth?
Look how big look at my little bean. Look at my little bean. Look at my little bean mouth. Look how big it is. It takes up half my face.
Oh, that's a
I
big.
could do it. I
That
could
is
do
a
it.
big mouth. I
It's
like
a
how
big mouth.
my fucking model is tripping out. Looking at your face. What the
Oh,
fuck?
I did fuck.
My model is tripping right there. Holy shit. Indy no say so. No, she's not.
Indy say so.
Uh-uh.
I'm say so. Whatever is going on? Shut up. Rika, you are behaving normally this morning. You think so? Am I acting strange? I don't know how to say it, but you seem much more mature today.
Mature.
Rika's being mature. On you. Don't tease me today. You chose Satoko. Please don't mess around. I don't feel like it. Yeah, about a week continuing. Oh. Oh.
Stop it.
Damn it. About a week counting from today, huh?
Toka gave me a perplexed look. Maybe she thought I didn't feel well. I want to talk to Keiichi and the others, including Satoko, but I don't know how or where to begin. We all like to joke around a lot, so they might not take me seriously. How can I get them to understand the danger I'm in?
Good morning, Chie-sensei. Oh, no. Oh my god.
For all
The
your
gremlin is so hard to do.
You gotta gremlin it up?
No. You're here as well, Coach. Good morning to you too. No.
Wait, now I feel like I'm spamming emotes. Emotes are your game though, kitten.
Penguin. Bet.
Oh dear.
Careful earring.
Good morning, Satoko-chan. Rika-chan. Oh my, oh my. Is that a headband for maids that you're
What was
wearing?
that sound? Is boner?
PP, yeah.
There's like a springing noise.
Yep. That's
The
PP.
sound of pee-pee.
Sound of PP.
It's the sound of pee-pee.
Is that a headband for maids that you're wearing? That's against the school regulations. You'll be punished.
Dr. Erie.
Stop acting like that at school. She just smacks him on the back of the head as hard as she can. Fucking perv. Get the fuck out of my school, you degenerate.
Couch. Mika doesn't seem to be feeling very well this morning. Might you check up on her? Check her over, please?
Don't mind if I do. Oh my god.
The creepy ass fucking.
He's so creepy.
Oh, what's the matter? Did you catch a cold? I still don't know how to tell my friends, but Ide at least is on our side. Maybe I can talk to him more directly. If I keep thinking about it, I'll still be thinking at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start with him. Hanyu nodded, as if saying that was a good idea.
Satoko. Let's put his check on Kirashi. Let's do something to his chair. Please,
I'm like really spitty today.
Ew.
Like talking.
Ew.
please, is it?
Oh my god, that was Hanyu.
Please, it's a trap, not a trick. I'll teach you how to set up a trap for Keiichi-san.
That really sounds like what it's like when they fucking write it like that. That's funny. Hanyu and Satoko ran to the classroom. Hanyu must have left on purpose. I have to use this chance given to me.
Can I talk to you in the nurse's office?
Sure, that's fine. Let's go there. Ide probably thinks I'm going to talk to him about the Hinamizawa syndrome, so I agreed to go somewhere people couldn't hear. If there's any change in my physical condition, it could be a sign of something very serious. Even if it's just a simple cold, Ide is very concerned about my health. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick?
I'm going to tell you something naughty, but I want you to take it seriously. It's a very important matter.
I gave Yurei the sternest look I've ever shown him as I spoke. Ide usually acts like an idiot, but he can be an adult when he needs to be. Seeing the expression on my face, Ide started to look more grave himself. How do I start? Okay.
You're right. I'm the Queen Carrier, right?
Yes. The parasite that lives in your body is different from everyone else's.
What happens if I die?
Like I told you before, something terrible will happen. No, to be precise, we believe something terrible will happen. After all, it's impossible to verify until you die. However, several cases involving social brain parasites similar to those of Hinamizawa syndrome have shown that the death of the Queen Carrier can cause mass suicides or riots. That would be Takano-san's area of expertise. Maybe you should ask her instead. I don't know much about it myself. In other words, Takano-san knows better than anybody that if I die, something terrible will happen. More than ever, I don't know why Takano wants to kill me. There's no way I can figure it out myself. Ide is here with me right now. Maybe he'll know. I should ask him.
Everything. Please don't ask questions and just answer. Was there something to gain from killing me?
What? Will you, Rika-san? Who would...
Mary, you weren't supposed to ask questions, remember?
Had to get some noms on back, but what if I start saying emotes Pengu times me out again? What? I remember when I timed you out last, kitten.
No,
Have
you
I?
timed Kitten out on accident.
Oh.
And Kitten's gonna hold it against you for the rest of your life, and it's funny.
What the fuck?
Oh, you were timing. I can't remember who you were timing out, and you accidentally hit Kitten as well.
I think it was a bunch of bots or something. Was it the
Was it?
hotspots? I
It
forget.
was. No, I think you timed out a person we can't name,
Oh, okay. Oops.
and then you timed out Kitten.
Whoops.
And Kitten was like, "Why would you do
Oh,
that?"
kitten was devastated. No
You had to
shit.
give Kitten back mod powers.
Poor kid.
Re- Remember, that's when we said that's when we were talking about Kitten for president.
No, it was Space June. What? Space June?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You timed out Space June.
Did I?
Yeah, because she was spamming in your chat.
I don't remember. You like
Remember, she
fucking
was
with
just
me?
spamming emotes
Was she?
while you were gone, and when you were shitting,
Oh. Okay, maybe then I.
and Kitten had put an emote in, and you clicked on because it was spamming so fast. You clicked on Kitten's name too, and just put ban,
Oops.
not ban, timeout. You just timed
Oops.
him out,
Oops.
and then you have to give Kitten back mod privileges, and then all of us voted Kitten for president.
What?
Penguin is bully. Yeah, penguin bully. Penguin big bully.
Yeah,
Penguin
but
bullying.
what? I can't believe people can get bullied by a penguin.
Gosh, big bully. Big bully. Such bully. How can you bully someone so much?
Cause you guys make it easy.
Are you okay?
I had to
Lord.
stretch. I had to stretch.
Oh, okay, like your bottle was freaking out, so
Oh.
I assumed that you were like trying to reach something behind you.
My fucking bones are just breaking real quick. Okay. Okay.
My bones break every day.
You read this or no?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry. No, I can't think of anything. There isn't anyone who would benefit from your death. I repeat, if something bad happens to the Queen Carrier, all infected persons will reach the terminal stage within 48 hours. That's what makes the syndrome so dangerous. The scale of disaster will be far greater than any individual case of paranoia of psychosis.
Would anyone profit from that disaster?
No way. Killing you is tantamount to killing all 2,000 villagers. Nobody would consider that for a minute, even as a joke.
If I die, all the residents in Hinamizawa will go insane and may even kill each other. What a perfect end for people who are descended from demons, huh?
Could that be what Takano wants? Since she always talks about dangerous and bizarre things, it's obvious she enjoys cruelty. She always talks about how she wants to witness, with her own eyes, the raw brutality of the man-eating demons you read about in the dark history of Wanagafuchi village. It's possible she wants me dead just so all the villagers will develop a terminal symptom. Of course, that's in the worst case. So if something happens to you, there's an emergency measure we're supposed to follow.
An emergency measure? I've never heard of anything like that before.
I've never told you this before. It's rather an unpleasant measure, so that's why I never mentioned it. The EDA Institute's top priority is protecting the Queen Care area. But if you die and all infected persons develop terminal symptoms, we're supposed to go ahead with this contingency. That's understandable. If all 2,000 villages were to go insane, there would be no guarantee that the devastation would remain within the village. Obviously, it's a good idea to be prepared for the worst case scenario. There are these things called emergency manuals, and among them, one of the worst possible disaster, in other words, in the event of your death, is called Emergency Manual 34.
What happens with that?
Before all the villagers go insane, they'll be exterminated. To be exact, a special unit from the Self-Defense Force will Seal off Hinabizawa and kill the villagers using poisonous gas.
Why, I've never heard of that before either.
Sorry. I don't really like talking about it. I've been interested in things like that before I die. Not in... Bleh. I've been interested in things that happen before I die, but not in things that happen after I'm dead. The disaster only takes place after I die. I had no idea that something like this occurs every single time. Or rather, I'm the cause. If the enemy is capable of erasing an entire village, then killing a little girl like me won't be a problem at all. Anya was telling me to just talk to everyone, but can I really stand against an opponent like that? Anyway, the existence of this emergency manual changes everything. Takano's motive no longer makes sense. I thought her goal was for all the villagers to go mad and slaughter each other like... But according to what Ide said, that wouldn't even happen. The villagers will be killed before it does. I'm not Takano, so I can't be sure, but I don't think that would be fun for her. It doesn't make sense to kill me for that purpose, especially since we've known each other for such a time.
You don't think it's possible for Takano and the Mountain Dogs to kill me?
Don't be stupid. That's just impossible. Takano-san's #1 priority is to protect you, and one of the Mountain Dog's main duties is to watch over you. That's simply unthinkable.
Alright. If it's so, supposing Takano wanted to kill me, can you think of a motive for her doing so?
No, I can't. He knows better than anybody about the dangers of the Queen Carrier. Besides, as you're well aware, he's very passionate about her research into the syndrome. Killing you would put an end to that source of her passion.
But, Harriet, Untitled syndrome is supposed to be eradicated within 3 years, right? In other words, you're going to destroy the disease. What does Takano think about that?
Well, Hinamizawa syndrome is the target of treatment for me, but for Takano-san, it's research material. Actually, she's strongly against the plan to eradicate it within 3 years, and has even made a trip to Tokyo to request an indefinite extension of the project from the board of directors. She wasn't successful, though.
So, what you're saying is that Takano wants to continue her research, but Hinamizawa syndrome is going to be eradicated within 3 years. So Takano is going to lose the subject of her research, isn't she?
I guess you can say that. I think I see something here. The EDA Institute isn't a small organization. It's going to be managed by a lot of people and it receives a great deal of funding. Who murdered and replaced Index? Nobody. She just changed her image.
I can't find that old one.
Thought you would have saved it, to be honest. Surprised.
I have it on my phone and on my tablet, but I don't have... I'm too lazy.
Uh-oh. That's the only way they can research the syndrome. So if the EDA Institute is planning to put an end to research within 3 years, there really isn't much Takano can do.
Yeah, it's all going to end anyways, and maybe she just wants to shake things up.
No way. Something like that can't possibly happen.
But you know how she is, right? She would kill me if she wanted to, don't you think?
No way. No way. Something as horrible as that just isn't possible. I feel like I'm starting to see Takano's motive, but it seems like there must be more. After all, the project will continue for at least 3 additional years. It's possible that during those 3 years, Takano's request will be approved. The research will get an extension. In other words, the research is guaranteed to continue for a minimum of 3 more years. Given those 3 years, why is she so desperate now? Besides, I'm always killed in June 1983. The date may change a bit, but the month won't. That must be the result of her strong willpower. It would be one thing if the research was being terminated immediately. She still has 3 years, yet she's already getting desperate. Motive is too weak. He must be possessed of the strong conviction that it has to be of June 1983. After that, no matter how I questioned Ide, he kept repeating that there was no way Takano would kill me. So I didn't see how he could be of any more help. Hey, welcome, Jelly. Welcome. However,
Boy.
However, if I'm able to explain Takano's motive, then I think there will be in my ally. But for now, I think this is all I can do with them. I'm going to talk to Tomitake too. Tomitake is a lot closer to Tokyo than Ide is. Maybe he can tell me something Ide can't. I hope I can learn some important things from him too, enough to convince him that Takano has a strong enough motive to kill me. Tomitake should be visiting Hinamizawa around this time. He spends a lot of time with Takano, but he often takes walks by himself to enjoy photographing birds too. I'll try finding him when he's not with Takano and talking to him. Although Tomitake does have strong feelings towards Takano, I'm worried he won't listen to me as seriously as Ide did.
Thank you very much. I'm going back to the classroom. If you find out something about Takano, please let me know.
Rika-san, why do you think Takano is trying to kill you? You haven't developed symptoms, have you?
If you're doubting me, then would you like to run the test right now?
I said some terrible things out of the blue, so don't blame him for becoming suspicious. However, thanks to the rapid diagnostic test Ide had developed at this point, it was easy to prove with the syringe. I just had to submit to the needles to show that I haven't developed terminal symptoms. The results were negative, of course. It's just impossible for Takano-san to... Just impossible! Maybe now Ide believes there's a possibility that Takano is trying to kill me. I left the nurse's office. Hope Ide will go curious about Takano and try to find out something about her. A127A, hello, welcome. Good game?
Hello.
Yeah, we're on the final arc of Higurashi. We've been doing this for a long time now.
So long.
Many months, and we're finally on the final chapter. It's been quite a ride. Welcome though.
We're here. It's happening.
All my pleasure, welcome.
So, how is it, Rika? Did you find out anything? Yes. Well, yes and no. It's hard to say, but there's a couple of interesting things. One is that the Uriei Institute is trying to eradicate the syndrome within 3 years.
Nipa, yeah. A127, you're a big fan of Higurashi, I take it?
Well, Takano doesn't like that idea.
My voice is like dying.
Water?
She went to Tokyo to petition for the continuation of her research, but they refused.
No, I don't. I have soda in my little sippy cup.
I get some water, Dex. Gotta stay
No,
hydrated.
I like my sippy cup.
Get another cup then.
No.
Dex?
Sippy cup.
How old are you? What?
I got one of those like cups. It's like a cup, but like the handle is a straw. I'm a child.
At heart. At life.
Baby. And baby.
Have you read the whole thing, or did you watch the show A127? A child.
A child.
Oh my god, Kitten has a sippy cup too? Jesus! You weirdos.
What's worse than that? A child.
Oh,
A child. Every time I hear a child, it just brings back a child.
all the anime? Oh, okay. I want to watch. Once we finish this, I plan on watching the new anime to see how crazy it gets.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched it yet either.
Join the club, penguin.
Huh?
Join the club, penguin.
Oh, the Sippy Cup Club?
No, that's what Kitten said. So Kitten said, "Join the club, penguin."
Which I guess is supposed to be a Sippy Cup Club.
Sippy speak ups.
Can't spill. Yeah. A lost
Yeah, I don't
child.
want to spill my stuff.
Ah, spill my drink.
I don't want to spill my drink.
My God.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Welcome to
Oh my
Glacierland.
God.
Enjoy all the rides and make sure not to freeze to death.
Oh, thank you, A127A, for the follow. Welcome to Glacierland. I'm your host, the Ice Emperor Penguinato. And I am joined today by Index Channel. The night.
Yep. I exist.
Yeah, we've been reading Higurashi for fucking ever, and we're almost done. Still got like 10 hours.
Still got a billion hours.
Yeah, for this last scenario, Jesus.
She went to Tokyo to petition for the continuation of her research, but they refused. That might cause her to become desperate. The second is this thing called Emergency Manual 34.
Instead of Rule 34, it's Emergency Manual 34.
The Manual of Rule 34.
Do I like...
Supposedly, if I die, now that will be executed and the whole village would be murdered by poisonous gas.
You like Railgun? I've watched the first season. Oh wait, Index. I've watched the first season of Index. I watched part of Railgun, I think. Well, you don't like that series, Index?
I've never seen it.
But everybody talks to you about it, right?
Yes.
The manga is better. Yeah, usually manga is better than the anime. Maybe
Yes,
usually
I know. My name is Index.
Index Chan.
I'm gonna go cry in a corner, man. Or to a Gundam.
Oh no, my sub. Time to go to 8. Did you lose your sub again, kitten? Dang, the months fly by, man.
It's good. Among Us. Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
It's funny, I got a copy of Among Us to give away now. A humble bundle.
Nice. Oh, I'm looking for. There we go. There it is.
What are you doing?
I was looking for the original sprites from Higurashi.
The OG sprites?
Yeah.
You saw that? Oh yeah. Oh shit, is that what you chose? Kitten? Uh-oh. Yeah, I keep buying all the fucking humble bundles.
Well, if you have it, then you can play with me.
Yeah. A1? What? What you talking about, A127A? Interesting name, by the way. Is that a code name for you or something?
Codename A1278.
HE. K1. Oh, okay. K1.
Good.
HE.
Keiichi. Funny. Make Yoshi noises every time.
Honey's just Yoshi.
They say that when I die,
Oh, sorry.
they say that when I die, the villagers will develop a terminal syndrome, right? Meepa! But since there's such an emergency manual, the village will be long gone before then. So that can't be your motive.
First, I thought it kind of wants me dead because it happened, but since Okay.
Oh, could you not hear me? Am I
What?
dead? Nothing.
I can hear you. No,
Am
I
I
just
dead?
read it again because like you read the
What was that?
second half instead of the first.
Uh,
I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
what? Oh, I thought I already read it. Wait,
Nope.
no, I did read it. You were just you.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Silly Goose Index Chan.
Every time I ask Yuri, all he says is that it is impossible.
I passed out before I know. Wait, we send you one, lol. What are you talking about, kitten? Meeper.
Yippa! Yippa! Yippa papa! According to him, Takano understands the importance of the situation before better than anybody. Oh, therefore, she doesn't have a reason to kill me. I know. I've only asked if it is so far.
Already sent you one Steam code. Okay. Okay, I'll get that to you later, kid.
It's possible we can learn more information or wisdom from other people too. That's right. By us bring everyone's power together, a miracle won't occur. We need that miracle to defeat our enemies. It's almost lunchtime.
Sorry, it just seems so random.
It's almost lunchtime. That'll be a good chance to talk to everyone.
Nice break from the murder. Lunchtime.
What? Every murderer needs a good lunch. What are you talking about, Penguin?
Pretty much.
I gotta get those calories after killing people. Yum yum yum.
Yum yum yum.
We gotta eat the bodies.
You're learning. I'm rubbing off on you.
It's true.
7 index. Well,
Is bored 8127?
no,
Sorry.
no. The problem is whether or not they'll take it seriously when I talk to them. Once I start talking about the secret society of Tokyo, they'll obviously ask what manga I'm asking about.
At least she knows her friends well.
Yeah.
That's good. She knows her friends.
I need to figure out a good way to discuss it so I can avoid misunderstanding. Ow, 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 ow. I think it'd be better to be honest with them without it really thinking about it much. And I wish I could just be as delusional as you. I know.
Get salty. Rika gets salty.
You really think so? Yes! Let's try. Tell them in the way. Tell them in the way I'll see too, and I'm sure they'll take you seriously and help out.
I'm still not sure, but Hanyu seems very confident. Hanyu has spent her life observing various people. She had never talked to Mion directly before this life, but she knows her better than I do. I talked to everyone during lunchtime, in the way that Hanyu taught me.
Hmm. Sorry. Is picking it up.
Evil kitten. I'm just the cat boy that gets bullied by this penguin. Pretty much. Leon is cute? Yeah, she is.
I get bullied by my cat, so
Oh yeah, Index gets bullied by her cat all the fucking time. All the fucking time.
he's in front of the screen, so I actually can't read chat right now.
Get the cat out the way.
You know what'll happen?
Hmm.
He'll move right back.
Well, you keep moving him. Or hold him down in place so he can't get in your way.
No. It's because he's too cute. I let him do things.
Uh-oh.
That sure is interesting.
Oh, hey, Gollum. How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. How's it going? Good to see you. Indy, we cats do be like that all the time. Yes. Yes, cats do be. If the world was flat, cats would have knocked everything off of it by now. So the world isn't flat. I know a lost child is Saitama. Saitama? What the heck?
What?
How you doing, Gollum? What's been up, man? Bullied by Toma.
Ole. Bule. Being bullied.
And then?
And then? And then? Oh. Oh. That's amazing, Mika-chan. How do you come up with things like that?
I know. You're so talented. If you work on it a little more, you could end up with a really great manga.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I thought maybe something was bothering you because you hadn't been looking good this morning.
I'm doing good. I just lost a trade in Warframe for one part I need for a vaulted item that is used to craft OP Warframe. Oh no, Gollum, because I was missing Platinum or Loki Prime and Vault Prime parts. You're speaking a foreign language to me, my friend. But I assume Warframe's about building shit. Building suits, I think, to fight in.
Why didn't you come to me first?
I love that Satoko takes her seriously.
See? I told you that you could count on them. Oh.
Warframe is about mass genocide, basically. Uh-oh. Oh god.
Nice.
That sounds very pleasant. My goodness, that sounds
That's so terrible. Next would never be down for that.
Never, ever.
Oh no. Count on them, huh? It all came down to how you put it, I guess. This old man can create application for make some rough drafts. Ink, tone, draw, backgrounds, typeset. Proofread, take manuscripts to the printer, publish, distribute, and support. He can do it all. Good thing you came to him. No. You sure are great, Neon. You can be a cartoonist, an editor, a publisher, and a bookstore all at once.
Really? My dad says things like that too. Is doing everything yourself in style now?
Oh. I'm curious about what kind of comics Michan would write. I'm curious. Hold on. You're all getting sidetracked.
I need the part for Mesa Prime. Warframer is a looter shooter horde game. I've heard my friends play it a while ago. It's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, my dad
So
plays it.
no murder with love. No, no murder with love this time. You
Oh,
murder.
I'm
You
sorry.
murder with death.
I'm sorry, I can't murder you with love.
Aw. I told him about all the secrets surrounding Hinamizawa. I told him that I wanted to write a comic book and that I needed their help to decide on a few things. If I spoke to them about this normally, they might question my sanity. But to see things change this dramatically with just a little preface? Anu, you're pretty good. Anyway, so if this Queen Carrier dies, the village will be destroyed because of some emergency measure? That's the focus, right?
Oh my goodness. If
Sorry. Oh, that was funny.
my goodness, if there really is someone like that, you better be very careful. Or mistaken. Poof! A whole village will disappear.
We should just capture her. Oh wait, no.
Just capture her and wrap her in a bubble. And then put her in storage or something. But she gets killed, right? If they know her death will create a disaster, why would they kill her? Why? That's just it. The bad people at the research center know what will happen, yet they still trying to kill me. I mean, the Queen Carrier. I just can't think of a good explanation for why.
I kind of see an outline of the motive, though. Can they actually find a hint without knowing any of the actual details?
That's so simple. The fact that the entire village gets destroyed if the Queen Carrier dies is a motive in and of itself.
Mion laughed as she casually voiced what was on her mind.
Neon. Neon. The village wants to research the disease more. The villain wants to research the disease more, so there's no way she'd put an end to it herself.
That's not a big problem. Nah, just some masterminds pulling strings behind the villain. That or some villain is just using that villain.
The villain who wants to use Takano?
Listen. If the queen dies, the village is plunged into chaos. To cover it up, a mass execution operation is carried out. Fundamentally, this is a countermeasure against the worst possible outcome, and a trump card that must never be played. Because playing it causes a disaster of its own, even if it settles the previous situation.
You're right. In politics, they always talk about who takes responsibility for this and who resigns for that. And if in fact a mass execution like that was to take place, someone would have to explain that and take responsibility.
Well, it's a secret operation, so I'm sure it won't be made public. But there will be more people questioned within the Tokyo organization, that's for sure. Isn't that a motive for killing the Queen Carrier?
No, would benefit from such chaos.
There are plenty of people. Think about it. The wind always blows in one direction. For some, it's a headwind, and for others, it's tailwind. There are always people who gain and people who lose.
I see. Ho, 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 ho. My brain finds this quite stimulating. In other words, if something like that happens, there will be people who will have to take responsibility for it. And their enemies will gain from it, whoever they are. That's right. There are always different powers and factions within an organization. Especially if a huge mastermind organization like this Tokyo. I'm sure many different people there have hidden agendas.
In other words, there are plenty of people who want to rule over others. And there are plenty of reasons to assassinate the Queen Carrier.
Are you saying that the bad person doesn't have a reason? That there could be people who have reasons to kill the Queen Carrier in Tokyo?
There you go. You got it. Also, what about this backstory for the bad person at the Secret Research Center?
Wants to keep her research going, but it's already been decided it'll end within 3 years, right?
So, this researcher is about to see... This researcher is about to see all her research turn to naught. And that means all the fruits of her life's work will be ruined, and she'll be under extreme duress. Not only that, I think her pride must be hurt too.
That's true. The value of the research this bad person has spent half her life on isn't being acknowledged by the people at the top. And they even told her that it'll be shut down within 2 years.
That must be tough. It's hard when other people deny that which you've worked hard to accomplish. Mika. Yeah, I know.
Amazing. My friends really are the best. This is starting to sound like a real motive for Takano.
It's lighting the chat on fire.
Uh-oh.
So, what would this bad person do then?
Of course, the first thing she'd do would be to appeal to her bosses. Then she'd probably explain to Tokyo how important and valuable her research is. And ask them not to shut it down. But, well, Tokyo just said, yes, got it, continue your research. We'll increase your budget too. Then it wouldn't be much of a comic. So, the bosses at Tokyo are sure to turn her request down. Hard and thoroughly. Oh, but they tell her that her work is a waste of time and that it should be scrapped immediately or something like that.
Ide told me Takano had gone to Tokyo to request an extension on their research. He also said that the request was denied.
Can you imagine her anger at having her life's work mocked by her superiors? And there are then only 2 options open to her. Satoko? What are they?
That's easy. She can cry herself to sleep over it, or she can take revenge. Eighteen and Satoko gave each other a high five.
Oh, well, lying down and taking it wouldn't be very interesting either. This little man. In that case, the villainous researcher, who loved her research more than anyone, started growing desperate and believing she should at least end it herself, rather than letting someone else do it for her. All because of her pride. And that's where the hidden agenda from Tokyo comes in. No way! You mean that idea that someone will gain when the village is thrown into disaster and another's forced to take responsibility? Exactly! The villainous researcher is just depressed after having her life's work rejected. But by reeling her up the right way, they can cause a tragedy in the village without soiling their own hands. Then they can take their time investigating and demanding responsibility. Well done! See? That's right. There's more. This villain is depressed after having her life's research rejected, right? So then, one of the gang leaders plotting to kick around another member of Tokyo down and climbing the ladder dispatches his own agent to entice this villain. She's desperate because her reason for existing was trampled on, right? If someone tells her that he believes in her and such, she'll fall for it easily. The stronger that person's pride is, the easier they fall for that kind of encouragement.
That means a bad person is simply being used by her evil mastermind. Well, that happens a lot in action shows. You know how, like, someone devotes his life to an evil organization, but after one mistake he gets eliminated?
And have you seen my knife? It's pretty scary. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Pretty scary. Pretty big. Pretty big. Sorry.
But this story, the evil researcher has to be eliminated for sure, right? For the masterminds, there's no point in letting her stick around.
That's right. So this poor bad person, she thinks she's got an evil little part to play. But in the end, her life's work is insulted. She gets used by the mastermind, and after all of that, she gets killed. Although she's a bad person, people may sympathize with her for what she has to go through. Are you drinking a soda?
No, I'm drinking a can of water.
Uh-huh. That's why it made a tss noise when it opened up, right?
Yeah, it's carbonated water.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
What?
Ew.
What?
How can you drink carbonated water?
Because?
It's disgusting. Put
Sparkling
some
water.
syrup in that. It's good.
Ew.
No, put syrup in it.
Ew.
No, put like a flavor of syrup in it. How? Ew. I hate sparkling water.
Your mom hates sparkling water, I bet.
Yeah, all of my siblings do.
Oh, wow.
I drink that. Wow! How? It tastes like soda that's gone bad.
Don't think too hard about it, Index.
tastes like soda that's gone bad. But it tastes like soda that's gone bad. Don't you think? Maybe we can use that in the next issue.
Anya and I could only listen to them talk. They are truly amazing. They really are. It is very possible, especially if I think about Takano's character. Come to think of it, Ide kept repeating that isn't possible a whole lot. Which means that those words could be a reflection of how possible it might really be. I'm sure my friends can answer that question. I'm going to ask them, so let's ask them.
Oh. And why is she so desperate when she has 3 years left?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't make a difference if you're getting executed tomorrow or 3 days later, right? It's just a matter of the length of her probation. This bad person doesn't feel she has 3 years left, because she feels that she's been sentenced to die in 3 years.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm doing something.
That's just what the mastermind wants. And they're the ones controlling this bad person. I think it's the mastermind who wants to destroy the village at this particular time, not the bad person. This is a huge operation, you know. It has to succeed. The death of the queen carrier isn't their only key to success. Whoever at the top has to decide to go ahead with the emergency measure. The responsibility issued after the operation aside, they have to take care of things like preparation, or rather, they have to figure out the perfect time to do the most damage. After calculating all that, I think they're going to get on with the operation now. The project has only 3 years left.
So in the end, after this bad person gets used, he's eliminated. He's the villain, but I feel sorry for her.
I see. Oh. Hey, Penguin, look at the index on the screen.
Huh? What? What the heck?
Okay.
Wait, what happened?
Let me move on to the most important thing.
Wait. How did that change?
I'm a ninja.
What did you do?
I have powers.
Oh, you changed your Fugi.
No, I'm a program. I have the powers to infiltrate your PC.
No, you don't.
I'm there. I'm looking at you.
No, you're not.
I'm there. I'm looking at you.
You're not looking at me. No.
I am. I'm at.
No, Index. No. That's not you, Index. No.
It wasn't me logging into Fugi and then changing the image.
That's what I was saying.
It was I went into your OBS and I just changed shit around.
Try to hack my phone too? Oh Jesus.
I'm a mastermind. No, oh no, my hacking stuff is broken. I suddenly am unable to hack anything. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Sorry. I can't do that. Oh no.
Oh. Okay. Let me move on to the most important thing.
Sorry.
To defeat them, how can the main character girl fight back? She's the main character in my story.
Huh? That sounds interesting. So the girl they're trying to kill has to run from the evil people, right?
It depends on how you serialize it. If you want a long series coming up with a new pursuers or assassins one after another, we'll let you go on for a long time, like One Piece.
A long time?
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, if possible, it's want a short-term and concentrated series.
I burst out laughing at Hanya's metaphor. Okay, then we just have to take care of the bad person quickly and shoot for a happy ending. It's more exciting to fight than to run.
But the main character is just an ordinary little girl, right? How can she fight? Girls nowadays aren't powerless. She might appear to be a cute, weak girl. Sorry, that's too much Takano. But she has one hidden power, secret hidden power. She's an S-rank hunter with the blood of royalty. And her nickname is Ebony Fallen Angel. Oh my god.
What?
Oh. Oh. That sounds like a lame original character from some middle schooler. That sounds like a lame original character from some middle schooler.
Hey, Mion, what's wrong? Do you have a stomach ache or something?
Fine. This little man is just not talented enough.
Mion, you can do it. Though when you read that manga 10 years from now, it may be so bitter you writhe with agony.
Oh. I don't know exactly what Mion is trying to say, but anyway, the main character is a weak little girl and she doesn't have any special weapons. If anything, she's good at acting innocent. Also, she's mean and she abuses me with spicy food. That sounds good. I'll try it. I'll try that starting tonight.
I see, so she's just a regular girl, huh? But a story where a character like that beats such a conspiracy is going to be difficult.
No way, no way. It's impossible. She couldn't win without at least gathering a variety of weapons and skill to operate a radio and a helicopter. Either that or a professional survivalist who underwent special forces training with the Soviets. That or someone capable of causing confusion in the ranks with just to track her few weapons once they're in the jungle. I have a feeling that if Mion and Satoko were the main character's friends, that'd solve the problem right there. Ha ha ha! Huh? Oh, this old man. Sure, if he was the main character, it changed the whole story. My fighting techniques and leadership skills are unparalleled. Plus, if the story took place here in this village, my familiarity with the area is top-notch too. Besides, anyone who makes an enemy of Satoko is as good as dead. Ain't I right? Oh. I don't know what kind of secret unit this bad person has. But they're nothing compared to my traps. Even if the main character and I barricaded ourselves in the hills, no enemy could lay a finger at us. Even though we died last time. It won't work this time. Yeah. pulls up with Satoko in the hills behind us. Then her assailants will need either a bombardment capsule of crossing the whole thing, or a Honai class heavy bomber at least. Even if they lead with that before entering the mountains, they'd still take on several casualties. Furthermore, I'd be commanding the operations. Well, our assailants better be prepared for casualties on par with the Iwo Jima landing. Right, Satoko. They better bring a nuclear warhead if they want to fight me in the hills. True, Satoko would be amazing in the hills, but are you sure you can defeat the bad person's helpers? They're professionals, you know. Surprise attacks and traps are effective against anyone. The Vietnam War is a good example. The U.S. Army, the most powerful military in the world, couldn't stand up against the jungle. True. A multitude of traps set by someone who knows the area well go a very long way. Are you sure? Are you saying Satoko's traps would work on them? Of course! Not only that, they'd be very effective. The purpose of the traps isn't just to ensnare their victims. They also make people extremely afraid. They are professionals, so they'll be extra careful. Therefore, their commander will be... Yawn again. Therefore, their commander will become indecisive. He'll have to decide whether to go into the hills or not. That means we can gain more time.
What the fuck?
Eh.
So they would need at least a bombardment to capture us. Why is Keiichi behind Hunt? That's weird.
He's creeping.
But this isn't a war, so they probably won't go that far. I definitely don't think that's possible. Anyway, Mion is a professional when it comes to deciding on tactics. Saying that Satoko's traps will be more than effective, even against the mountain dogs. That's very reassuring.
I love how uncomfortable she looks with, like,
Keiichi
Keiichi
right behind her.
The flip side of traps is that they can only be used to defend, and it takes a long time to set them up. Also, traps don't discriminate. Satoko's hills might meet all the requirements, though.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's true.
When Red is stuck behind her?
Nobody goes into the hills, and Satoko's traps are already everywhere. The main character can barricade themselves in just by going there. If I'm going to be there, it might just be a simple barricade. I'm going to use it as a diversion to draw away the enemy's main forces and then launch a surprise attack. Drawing the enemy in deep and attacking from behind when their defenses are light is the rudimentary tactic for an ambush and counterattack. Repelling them at the breachhead. I need to combine things. Repelling them at the breachhead is the height of hard-headedness.
Alrighty. I think we're gonna call it there, actually.
Oh, because I'm dying.
Yeah. I can tell Index is dying. But it's about like almost 3 hours, so it's good enough.
Feels bad.
Oh, we're good.
Feels bad.
You're fine, you're fine. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. And, well, we got like maybe 10 to 12 more. I don't know how many fucking 8 to 12 hours more depending on how fucking long this takes us.
We just read real fast.
Yeah, we read
Yeah.
fast. We read fast,
We read
fast, fast. Sonic fast.
fast.
Sonic fast. Sonic,
fast.
Sonic, super Sonic fast.
Man, we don't get to do this again till Monday.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you doing for?
Oh.
Oh, I
Hmm?
could do some more Saturday if you want. Oh
Welcome,
heck!
Raiders.
Oh,
Good
heck
morning
and
to
heck.
all, and enjoy the show.
Hey, Kenpo Tommy, how you doing, buddy? What's up?
Hello.
Adrian, welcome, welcome. Can I get a shout out for Adrian?
Welcome to Glacierland. Enjoy all the rides and make sure not to freeze to death.
Lewd raid? Uh-oh, what are you up to, Adrian?
Oh,
What lewdness were you up to today? Uh-oh. Lewd raid, lewd raid. Oh, jeez. Ah, Adrian, your art's so dang cute. I love it. You're doing just chatting. Was it lewd talk? Uh-oh. Hey, I thought I followed you last time we were together, but I fixed that issue. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, Adrian and Kendo, I'm going to be playing Phasma with them on Friday, actually. Yeah, and Opie, too. It'll be great. It's going to be wonderful.
I'm glad.
And Adrian, we need to set up that interview. I'm super down to interview you. You should put together like a do you have like a portfolio of all your art you can put together? I'd totally love to share it off. I mean, show it off.
Show it off. Share it off.
Share it off? No. Show it off. Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah, whenever I interview artists, I like to have them show off their art. So they'd be like, hey, this is the shit I draw. Commission the heck out of me. I'm pumped for Phasma. Yeah, me too, man. I think they're doing another... Did they do another update recently? I think...
I don't know.
Someone...
I'm too afraid to check.
You're too... Of course you are. Index, here's a scaredy cat. It's all scared.
I do. I didn't like the Halloween event.
Oh, shoot. I gotta tell people about Friday's stream. I forgot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just, I hit everybody up in the group chat. I was like, we're still good for Friday, yeah? Yeah, we got to talk about the interview. Yeah, if you have a portfolio together of your art, put it together and I can show it off. Show off all your art. It's really cute. I think they were planning on it, but IDK if it was out yet. They were going to add summoning circles? Oh, Jesus. On top of the fucking Ouija board? Oh my god.
Summon the devil.
Oh my god, that's gonna be awesome. If you can, like, use the what are they called? The smudge sticks? To, like, draw the circle? Or, like, chalk or something? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Draw the fucking circle. Oh my god. I love that.
Really cool.
Yeah,
The catnips.
yeah, we were just reading some Higurashi and we just wrapped it up right now. But thank you so much for the raid, Adrian. What were you chatting about? What the heck were you all chatting? What lewd chat were you guys having? Oh my. Oh my.
My.
I wonder if you're talking about boobies.
Oh, the boobish.
Take all the catnips. Yeah.
The boobish. Is this the perfect emote for the lewd chat? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's the fucking... Oh my god, that animated emote. Oh, priceless. Priceless.
We just need to make you one.
Yeah, we should. We should. I need one.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
Alright, we gotta decide somebody to raid. Well, we're playing Detroit Become Human first, but... My god, Index. We were getting tired, so we just talked about life and shit for a bit. Oh, wow. Getting all philosophical there, huh? Oh, I love those redeems.
I like Detroit Become Human.
I never played it. I've heard good things, though.
I've just watched an entire playthrough of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hentai.
It was awesome.
Hentai.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Pennywise is a little scary.
Yeah, I had to put hentai because Twitch didn't let me type in the actual hentai word. They're being mean to me.
Shmentai.
And hentai shmentai.
Eh.
But thank you so much for the raid, Adrian. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait for a collab and interview. It's gonna be great. But yeah.
I'm excited.
How about your raid Koenig, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing Apex Regins. Regins.
Apex Regins.
Apex Regins. What should
Not
we?
League of Legends.
I don't think he plays League, actually.
Everyone should pay Rig.
Nope.
Play League of Legends.
Nope.
Let me rage at you. Let me tell you you're dog shit.
I already know I'm dog shit. That's why I don't want to play.
Big doo doo.
Big doo 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 doo. Hey,
Big doo doo.
let me see. What should
Big
our
doo doo.
what
You
should our
uninstall now.
only dreams now? What should our rate message be? Come on, Index. We don't have all day.
Pixel art fan raid.
Sure, let's do that.
We're raiding
Pixel
content.
art fan raid. Give us them pixels, Koenig.
Do your hearty emoji.
My heart one?
Yeah, it's a hearty one. Either
Heart.
not or opinion.
Which?
Kokoro.
Yeah, this will be our raid message, everybody. Don't copy the emotes if you're not subscribed. Yeah, we're gonna raid Koenig now. He's doing Apex Legends and he's gonna do pixel art later.
Yeah.
Type in the and
You know, comic.
yeah, he's a nice guy. He made my pixel art that I use on my starting soon and on my BRB starting soon and ending soon screen. Yeah.
So many screens.
Yes. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Thank you again, Adrian. Thank you again, Adrian Co. Thank you for the follow, Kendo and A123. 127, sorry. But yeah, see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an interview of Zentral, actually, tomorrow night.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the one who made my model, actually. So I get to check them out. Be sure to stop by tomorrow. I think it's, what is it? What's the time we agreed? That 4 p.m., 4 a.m. CAT per time, that's 9 hours. 12 minus 5 is 7 p.m., I believe. 12 minus 5. Yeah, that's 7, right? Yeah, so it'll be 7 p.m. PST tomorrow night. But yeah, catch y'all later. Have a good night, everybody. Night-night. Say good night, Index.
Good night.
Good night.